You have people from this community who have had tremendous success. There are some who migrated who have become quite well off in Lima due to enterprises they started. And one of the daughters of one of the original founders became a city councilwoman in the city of Puno, which is amazing as an accomplishment. And I suppose I shouldn't forget that one of the things they've done is they came in, I believe, second in the whole department in their league in as playing soccer. And to tell you how modern they are, in a way, modernizing. When they came to me once with a project, they said, you know, we need some help with this project. We'd like to buy a soccer player. It's like, well, that isn't the kind of project we can help you with, but you're going to have to make your soccer, you're going to have to win your soccer games on your own without going to Brazil and buying a soccer player for the village. But I thought it was very funny.
Okay, so we're standing here in front of an eco-latrine. It's called a dry latrine also. And this is one of the projects that the Global Health students are going to be working on. So these adobe bricks are made here in the community. They're basically mud mixed in with straw. Or if there isn't any straw, they use dried cow dung. And it's used just about everywhere. All the buildings here are made out of the adobe bricks. One of the things that we learn here in Peru is that the macroeconomy has grown in the last few years. So as a country, if you look at the average, the economy has really improved. And you can say, well, you know, Peru is really a success when it comes to economics. But then you go to communities like Cotos, and you see that they've been left out of that story. The way we partner with a community is Loma Linda students fundraised, and we're able to get some of the roofing and the doors. The most important thing is teaching folks how to manage the latrine so it doesn't overflow. You can see there's little vents on the bottom that are used to clear out the waste. They use ash to cover the waste and keep the flies down. The squat pot looks uncomfortable there, but once you get used to it, there's no going back. It's built by the local people. It's built the way they build their other structures, and it's something that they've bought into. A lot of other projects, and you see them around the countryside, there are these metal boxes, they're bright green, that the government puts in, or NGOs. And at best they'll use them as chicken coops sometimes. If not, they're just abandoned because the community has had no buy-in. And the people coming in have come in with their own ideas instead of asking the community how they would like to improve or develop.
It goes right along the Cuata River, which causes lots of problems for it. Yuco is flooded very frequently. This river, their fields and sometimes their houses are frequently flooded. So this is an incredibly contaminated river because it passes through Juliaca and because the leather processing industry throws their waste products into the river. So you'll see cattle drinking out of it, but I wouldn't recommend they wouldn't get too close to it.
The community is building the cattle shelters to protect them from the cold and from the air, since they are at this high altitude. Those who already have built it, they have seen the big increase in their milk production, the growth of the animals, and that's what the students have been doing here, you know, helping this family with the start and the foundation for a new shelter.
Everybody works collectively, and so this family gets their turn, and then after that, the other families are going to take part. So we've been working on the foundation for this. They say the ground is strong enough, so we just put the rocks directly on the ground. And we made this clay out of just the regular soil and water. How's it smell? Pretty yummy. And we're just filling it between the rocks, and then they're gonna put the champa above it. So, wow, it's a lot of hard work.
Champa is like natural adobe. The earth is held together by all the grass, and it ends up being stronger than the adobe they make from mud. The thickness is pretty uniform, and it's very solid, very heavy, and it makes very good bricks for building these shelters.
Has it been hard to work with the elevation?
It takes a little getting used to. You definitely have to take breaks more often than you used to, and it seems like it takes a little longer to get your breath back, but you do what you can, and they laugh at you every once in a while for you being out of breath for so long, but that's how it goes at 12,000 feet. When they first started being introduced to the people had a lukewarm reception to them. They felt like they have specialized cattle that can handle the cold. They don't need the shelters. They thought that they could do without them. But then once they started introducing the shelters, they saw the benefits right away. They had a lot bigger cows, a lot healthier cows, more milk per cow, things like that. And before you know it, now everybody wants a shelter, and we're gonna go check out one of the completed ones here. And this family's actually proven how effective the shelters can be in this location for these people.
They'd like to thank us for visiting, and as you can see, their country is a developing country, and they're very humbled to have us here stay in their community, and they'd like for this not to be the first visit, but of many more.
One of the most popular things you hear people say when they come back from developing countries is, you know, we come back to the States and we feel very fortunate. And you know, we hear, especially parents say, oh, I want my kid to go overseas so they can come back and be a little more grateful about what they have here. And it's true, we've been blessed as a country. But if we go into communities, if we really want to work with communities like this and just come in feeling like we're more fortunate than they are, then it always sets us at a different level. And I think it affects the way we work with communities. Instead of partnering with them, we're here to teach you, we're here to show you how it's done.
I just see them like people like me, where, you know, they're learning to live life. They're using whatever they can around them. They're building relationships. They care about each other. You know, they care about how they're going to grow, who they're going to be. And I don't feel like when I go back, I've gone to other trips before too, and I don't feel like, oh man, or even when I'm here I'm like, man, you know, look at them, they don't have a lot and I have so much, because I think that makes me feel less, you know, less human. There's so much more I could do, and I wish that I could stay here longer, but it's something that you have to realize it's theirs, you know, and it's what they need to continue to do.
I would say at the moment, and for the last 2 years, the foundation has been very instrumental in getting things done in Chijnaya. But of course, the foundation's intent is to work ourselves out of business there and increase our support in other communities.
The sun is setting sweetly on the century, and Jesus showed the man I wanna be. 'Cause time can heal the scars and send the rocket ships to Mars, but it can never show the blind man how to see. And true, my true creation may be tainted by people and the places that I've been, but I haven't met a man who is listening, and I guess that that's a good place to begin. Oh, and I guess that that's a good place to begin. Oh, and I guess that that's a good place to